FBI Director Christopher Wray gives disturbing answer to questions about dossier author by Dan Lindsay, Politics US News for MadWorldNews.com. During a recent congressional hearing, panicked FBI Director Christopher Wray froze up and gave a disturbing answer to one daunting question about Christopher Steele, the author of the Dirty Dossier. Wray left many wondering what he's hiding. Since being appointed as the new FBI director, Christopher Wray has not demonstrated an affinity for working in the interest of American citizens over those of the deep state. Obviously, he is caught in a precarious position, and Wray is continuing to make decisions that bring a lot of doubt from Trump supporters who hope for real change at the FBI. According to the Gateway pundit, Senator Tom Cotton asked Director Wray if Christopher Steele was working for Russian oligarch Oleg Deripaska. Shockingly, Wray wanted no part of answering the question during that session and brushed Cotton off with a short reply. Mr. Wray, are you aware of a gentleman by the name of Oleg Deripaska? Cotton asked. In a smug manner, Wray replied, I've heard the name. Cotton continued his line of questioning, asking if it is fair to call him a Putin-linked Russian oligarch. Wray's response was ambiguous and retreating. Well, I'll leave that characterization to others and certainly not in this setting, Wray said. Then Cotton went straight in for the kill because he knew Wray was withholding information. Chuck Grassley, the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, last week sent a letter to a London-based lawyer who represents Deripaska and asked if Mr. Steele was employed either directly or indirectly by Oleg Deripaska. At the time, he was running the Steele dossier. Do you know if Christopher Steele worked for Oleg Deripaska? Cotton asked. This is when Wray clammed up and responded, that's not something I can answer. You see, because Grassley got the information already. Cotton pressed Wray on the matter, asking, could we discuss it in a classified setting? Wray's brief response was still unsatisfactory. There might be more we can say there. Yeah, Wray added. At that point, Cotton thanked Wray and discontinued the line of questioning. So let's take a quick look.
Mr. Wray, are you aware of a gentleman by the name of Oleg Deripaska?
I've heard the name.
Is it fair to call him a Putin-linked Russian oligarch?
Well, I'll leave that characterization to others, and certainly not in this setting.
Chuck Grassley, the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, last week sent a letter to a London-based lawyer who represents Mr. Deripaska and asked if Christopher Steele was employed either directly or indirectly by Oleg Deripaska at the time he was writing the so-called Steele dossier. Do you know if Christopher Steele worked for Oleg Deripaska?
That's not something I can answer.
Could we discuss it in a classified setting?
There might be more we could say there.
Really?
Thank you. And maybe we'll hear back from the lawyer in London as well to give us a straight answer. Jim Comey testified before this committee in an open setting last summer, and he referred to the Steele dossier as salacious and unverified. Does that remain the FBI's position?
I think maybe there's more we could talk about this afternoon on that.
Really?
Okay, thank you. I'd like to turn my attention to the threat posed by China, and specifically Chinese telecom companies. Senator Rubio spoke earlier, and I agree with what he said about the threat of a rising China.
Yeah, we should take Rubio's, input, right? Yeah, give us a break, Rubio. But notice how he didn't want to answer the question, but they're going to find out the answer. How much can you hide? You get what I'm saying? You can hide it for so long, the truth is going to come out. And did you notice the smirk on his face, right? There's something very lopsided and wrong about all of this, you think? FBI Director Christopher Wray refused to answer a simple question about Christopher Steele, who was working with the FBI and paid by Hillary Clinton to attack Donald Trump, a political opponent. The dossier was used by the FBI to obtain a FISA warrant so that actually they were warrants, many were renewed, so that Barack Obama could spy on Donald Trump and his campaign staff in an attempt to stop him from becoming president. When that didn't work, Obama and his cohorts decided to try to sabotage Trump's presidency. So, to what extent does our new FBI Director Wray owe Christopher Steele consideration or privacy, right? He doesn't owe Christopher Wray anything. No, but they're working for the deep state, for Hillary Clinton. That's who he's working for. Why couldn't he simply answer the question being asked to ensure complete transparency and integrity? It's unfortunate. I would say worse than that Wray can't seem to demonstrate a willingness to help expose corruption. They don't want to because they are the corrupt. The questions Cotton asked followed reports that Democrat Senator Mark Warner had reached out to the lobbyist linked to Deripaska because he wanted to arrange a meeting with Fusion GPS dossier author Christopher Steele, according to Fox News. So, in other words, we're giving them time to, cover their stories or cover their tracks, but how much can they cover? Christina Layla here, Trump attorney Jay Sekulow goes off on sneaky Dem Senator Mark Warner for trying to set up a private meeting with Steele through lobbyists of Russian oligarch. Absolutely.
For the United States Senate Judiciary Committee, right? We don't have the audio of this, correct? Here's what he said. He's not able to travel to the United States because he's banned for suspicion of ties to organized crime. He's extremely close to the Kremlin, or at least he was, and is. I broke the story of him being banned from the United States, which caused him a lot of embarrassment and trouble with his businesses, and led him to hiring a lobbyist and trying to get involved with getting a visa to the United States. This was, by the way, that's from the founder of Fusion GPS.
This is all a circle.
Oh, it is an unbelievable circle. And, we're acting like these investigations by these committees are just normal, and they're being handled in a normal way. Nothing is normal. This is not the way it's supposed to work. Worse than Watergate, you bet. Because look who's involved. Yeah, the United States Senate, wait a minute, I'm going to say this again. The ranking member of the United States Senate is talking to a lobbyist to talk to a Russian oligarch who's banned from coming to the United States so he can get to Christopher Steele, who authored the Fusion GPS Steele dossier in conjunction with the number 4 at the Justice Department's wife, Ruth Orr. And you're saying that's okay? American people, you think this is a good thing? This is okay? It's not. All right, let's go ahead and take another call, Louis.
I like the liberals that comment on my channel sometime. Really? I agree with Sekulow here. In response to the accusations against Warner, Jay Sekulow, an attorney for President Donald Trump, said what he said. I'm not going to reread it. But, again, it seems that Christopher Wray isn't going to just give up information freely to Congress. That's why I say put him in jail and let them answer the questions, otherwise they don't come out. Which makes it look like he has something to hide, maybe, you think? Or that he's covering for someone else. Now there's a thought, right? Unbelievable. It's time for the FBI Director Wray to get on board with Donald Trump and provide Congress with all the information they need to bring charges against the guilty parties, but that is what they're trying to stop. But I can't get over Wray's arrogance. Like, he thought it was like a joke. This is not a joke. And that's what they should, they should be clarifying. Because if we can prove that you know about this and you're not answering our questions, you will be held in contempt and put away. I don't know the legalities of all of this, but there should be some kind of a penalty. Not that they sit there and waste taxpayer money just sitting there smirking at them. Really? What are we, clowns up here? In other words, they're actually laughing at the questions. How is that legal? actually? How is that, how do they still have a job? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.